What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Please subscribe here and please follow me on Instagram at RussoLifts in case something happens to this channel. You can follow, message me, interact with me directly, and there's daily content on there. Hope to see you guys on Instagram. What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to the Bloat Lord cycle, consisting of Sarms, injectable Sarms specifically, gear, and GH pathway, as well as local growth factors. This is going to be just a giant update video, and then my next vlog will be kind of like daily vlog only type video with not as much detail about what the cycle is doing and everything. So if you're not really interested and you want the daily vlog content, that's the next vlog, but I think most people are interested in the information. But I do want to mix it up. I do want to get my personality more on camera. That is my goal moving forward with this channel. It seems to be well received, and yeah, I want to show my true personality. I've hidden behind the monotone, just robotic information spewer because, you know, no one would take me seriously back in the day when I first started doing this till I started developing my character like that. I used to be a lot more excited in my older vlogs than I was going through a lot of my older footage, and just to see my personality suppress into becoming just basically informational only kind of just bothers me nowadays compared to the older videos I watched where I was much more lively in myself on camera. So moving forward, I'm going to be going with, you know, trying to bring that back out. But this is a leg day footage, so leg day has been going good. My squat is finally seeming to come together. If you guys have been following me for years, I had the worst squat form for the longest time. It finally, you know, I've worked on my form very long time before trying to progress the weights, and I've always squatted super conservatively. This 405 set honestly is conservative as well, and I don't really like squatting at this gym because, as you can see on this video, I had to walk that weight out. So yeah, it's pretty dangerous walking the weight out. I'm more worried about getting injured walking the weight out and walking the weight back after the set than the actual set. And then I moved on to some hex bar deads. I'm just setting strength standards and seeing where I at as far as strength goes. Getting into the cycle, what everyone is most interested about. So if you guys watch my previous episode, I recommend watching all the episodes as well as the first episode discussing exactly what and why as far as the cycle is and why everything's in there. Go watch that before you start commenting. But last video I said I was going to drop my sus base as low as possible to see what injectable LGD 4033 was like by itself, and that is exactly what I did. So this week I will be going back up to 350 tests a week, and we'll be adding other stuff in there. I did have a couple super draw workouts just to make that super draw video and to make sure I was right on my personal experiences that I remembered from when I tried oral super draw, and I wanted to compare transdermal super draw. But other than that, my test base is pretty much as low as I could possibly get it without waiting for the enantiate ester to completely eradicate out of my system. It gave me a good idea. So I will say right off the bat that I was less flat outside of the gym, but once I got pumped up in the gym, I did not look natty. I looked very enhanced as far as muscle fullness is concerned. I did notice that I just got way more cramping. So LGD 4033 is known for muscle cramping, electrolyte imbalances, which is probably what causes the water retention with the LGD 4033. I noticed once I dropped the test down, which would reduce nitrogen retention, that I did notice more cramping. Like after a completely hard chest day, if I was grabbing the steering wheel on the way home and my entire tricep locked out. That wasn't really happening with the test base, and it's been the same injectable dose, so that's something to note. MK677 has remained constant in the cycle, and there is a side effect to note that I think a lot of people don't get, but I'm getting gyno symptoms, and it's because of the MK677, and it is prolactin based gyno. So if you haven't read into how MK677 can technically cause prolactin based gyno, especially when you're dosing it like I'm dosing it, which to go into the dosing for my lab rat, people in the comments are like, there's only a certain cutoff limit of 30 to 40 milligrams a day, then there's no benefit above that. Yes, that's correct, but it's about timing. So what people don't understand and what the misleading information on the internet is that MK677 is a 24-hour half-life secretagogue. Well, if you go actually look at the plasma levels, the blood levels, it's like a 6-hour half-life with like really small tails. So yeah, the peak amount from what the studies are saying is 30 to 40 milligrams a day, but if you dose that for your lab rat all at once, that would be basically 1 6-hour period. So if you split that dosing every 6 hours, then you would get a constant trickle pulse, which is what I personally go with my lab rat, which what causes the insane side effects such as my circadian rhythm being thrown off, my sleep being thrown off. But it's pretty much the best way to maintain the most constant IGF-1 levels and get the constant hyperplasia effect that you're looking for from 677. Again, it's brutal. I'm lethargic all day. I'm tired all day. It's basically like, you know, when you first wake up in the morning and you're groggy, you just feel like that the entire day. And if you're dosing it aggressively for weeks on end, you know, there was like months. I remember years ago when I first started messing with that protocol, it was like months that I never felt fully awake. So yeah, just wanted to clear that up as far as 677 goes. Yes, there is a cutoff because your pituitary can only secrete so much. However, if you look at the half-lives and if you split up the dosings for your lab rat in multiple fasted states, that would be constant spiking, and then the 6-hour half-life would be removed, and you would have pretty much continuous pulsing with elevated IGF and hyperplasia going on all the time. Just wanted to go into this hack squat drop set. So I like trying to get in as much volume as possible but keeping the intensity high. So this is what I call the drop set to hell. I start with 6 plates AMRAP, 5 plates AMRAP, all the way down to 2 and 3 plates, and then I start mixing up feet positions after the pump is so brutal and start activating different parts of my legs. I really highly suggest you guys throw in that drop set to hell. It will definitely help as far as muscular endurance goes and developing other parts of your leg. By the time you get to those bottom sets, if you tilt your feet out, you can activate your hamstrings more, you can activate your ass more, your abductors, adductors, whatever you want to activate. When you're stupid fatigued from doing all those sets, feet changes actually make a difference. So I just wanted to, you know, really recommend people try that hack squat drop set because people wonder what I do as far as my leg day goes, and that has been a staple in my leg day when I'm not lifting for compound strength, when I'm lifting for volume. And yeah, my legs definitely don't lack in the size department. I'm super excited to see, I mean, they're holding a ton of water. I'm super excited to see what they're gonna look like shredded up when I finally do compete. So that's what's going on with that. So the prolactin based gyno, like I said, MK677 can cause an increase in prolactin. So if you guys will notice during the shoulder workout, I do have a flare up of gyno, and that is prolactin based, and that is from the 677. So when people say, oh, 677 gave me gyno, it's fake. Technically, it can cause prolactin-based gyno, just saying. It can definitely cause it. Having all the prolactin side effects like, you know, extreme endurance in the bed, having issues finishing. That's all prolactin-based gyno. Caber started to mitigate it, and I will be mitigating it after I'm done. Just blasting it because there's no point of fighting it and dosing Caber when I really don't have to or want to add that toxicity. So that is another side effect, is that I'm getting gyno without really having a big E2 conversion going on. It's actually prolactin based. So always got to be tricky, always got to look at everything outside of the box, and always got to analyze when it comes to these cycles, because there's a lot of stuff going on. I feel like one of my biggest pet peeves when I read my Instagram DM box is just the lack of importance and the lack of seriousness when it comes on to modifying biochemistry and knowing, at least having an idea. You can never know for sure what's all going on, obviously, but at least having an idea of a way to go about combating whatever issue you're trying to iron out without just complaining, without just freaking out. You need to step back and you need to analyze what exactly everything you're utilizing and why this side effect could possibly be occurring. Again, most of my peers' requests, which is my paid per minute texting, is normally me trying to go down the list of variables that could cause the certain issue they're trying to iron out. And normally they didn't even think about it the way or have the information. So always research into everything you're trying to utilize and know that, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Like when you go enhanced, it's like modifying a car. Unless you modify everything perfectly and have all the right setups to handle all the increased heat, the cooling, the turbos, the fueling, everything needs to come together. It's exactly like enhancing yourself. You need to have all the ancillaries, you need to have blood work, you need to be able to monitor what's going on. You can't just be guessing in the dark, and you can't be just giving up and complaining or ignoring the side effects, which could cause way worse issues down the road. I've had a lot of those issues as well. So overall, my weight has been fluctuating still. My heaviest night weigh-in of all time was 2 days ago at 248 pounds at 5'11 and a half. So that was going to sleep. Waking up it's anywhere in the high 230s, in the mid 230s to low 230s, not high 230s. That's what I'm going to sleep at right now. So yeah, that was crazy. Personally, I don't like being this weight. I feel sluggish. I feel extremely unfunctional. But like I said, trying to compete in classic physique, I need the stage weight size to be competitive, in my opinion. And I need to rapidly grow my chesticles as well as continue my arm development, because I have extremely long arms, and that will play a role in how my poses look. I'm pretty satisfied with how my legs are looking. My back is looking decent. I'm just really after this cycle, I definitely want to compete, because I need to see, now I need to stop guessing. I need to actually see what I look like completely shredded and what actually needs worked on. So this is kind of like my last hurrah bloat lord bulk cycle. I really appreciate everyone following this cycle. I'm really trying to show that a hybrid cycle with much lower dosages, you can achieve the same crazy bulk results. With overall an injectable SARM, a test base that's lower than blasting tests. I never even hit 500, and GH pathway. I think overall I'm experiencing much less side effects than blasting gear in a typical bulk cycle. I might not be getting, the most extreme crazy results. It might be happening slower at a much more controlled pace, but I'm also not getting the insane blood pressure sides. Just adding in that super draw for those couple of experiments. Man, look at that guy now. There's a couple of experiments. I just noticed the blood pressure, man. I don't have those issues with the injectable LGD. I just have the cramping, which can be solved by having high pH based water. I've been drinking 9.5 pH based water with electrolytes and antioxidants all day, and that does seem to iron out the cramping perfectly. So as long as you're on top of the electrolyte imbalance, it's fine. But my biggest side effect to note for this episode would be the Gyno coming on, which is Prolactin based from the MK677. So here's how I look in the mid to high 230s, depending on, I think this was probably one of the, probably 235, 236 midday. So yeah, I still have veins. I still have veins in my shoulders, but definitely holding a absolute shit ton of water, probably 7 to 8 pounds now. So once I lose all this water and get my separation back, we will actually see the progress I made on this cycle. So I appreciate everyone following me so far, and I will see you guys in my next video. Appreciate all the new subscribers. Seriously, it means a lot.